Imagine walking through a tunnel of thousands of suspended flowers while learning about the revolutionary birth of modern railways. Sounds impossible, right? Well, Preston Park Museum is about to make this dreamlike experience a reality with their groundbreaking new exhibition space that's set to transform how we think about museum experiences. The highly anticipated Spence Building, a spectacular multi-million-pound addition to Preston Park Museum, is preparing to welcome visitors next month with what many are calling the most immersive cultural experience the region has ever seen. But here's where it gets controversial. Some critics question whether such lavish spending on museum expansions truly serves the community's best interests during these challenging economic times. This remarkable new facility bears the name of Colonel Gilbert Ormerod Spence, a generous benefactor who donated an astounding collection of over 3,000 artifacts to the people of Stockton. The building creates a seamless connection with the museum's beloved Victorian Street. But it's so much more than just additional space. It's a complete reimagining of what a modern museum can be. What sets the Spence Building apart from traditional museum extensions? For starters, it features a stunning new glazed entrance that floods the interior with natural light, immediately signaling to visitors that they're about to embark on something extraordinary. The space has been specifically designed to accommodate major national touring exhibitions, the kind that previously bypassed smaller regional museums entirely. This means world-class cultural experiences will now be accessible to local families without the expense and hassle of traveling to major metropolitan areas. The building also incorporates cutting-edge interactive galleries where visitors can engage directly with historical artifacts, a hands-on approach that many traditional museum curators once considered taboo. And this is the part most people miss. This isn't just about preserving history, it's about making it come alive for a generation raised on digital experiences. Tracks of Change will serve as the inaugural exhibition, diving deep into the fascinating stories behind railway development. As part of the prestigious SDR 200 International Festival, commemorating the bicentennial of the Stockton and Darlington Railway, this exhibition promises to reveal how railways didn't just transport people and goods, they fundamentally reshaped society, economics, and even human relationships. Stockton Council describes it as an opportunity for visitors to play and learn while exploring the impact and legacy of the birth of modern railways. But the real question is, are we romanticizing an industry that also brought significant social disruption? The centerpiece installation, Corridors, by internationally renowned artist Rebecca Louise Law, presents a truly breathtaking spectacle. Thousands of meticulously preserved flowers, many cultivated within the museum's own historic walled garden, will cascade from the ceiling, creating an otherworldly environment that visitors can actually walk through. This immersive floral tunnel draws its inspiration from a powerful historical connection. The original Stockton and Darlington railway line once cut directly through what is now Preston Park. Law's installation explores a profound concept: our fundamental human need for connection and how that drive impacts the landscapes we inhabit. As visitors pause and wander through this suspended botanical wonderland, they're invited to contemplate how our desire to connect with one another literally reshapes the natural world around us. But here's a thought-provoking question. In our rush to celebrate human connectivity and progress, are we adequately acknowledging the environmental costs? Another standout attraction features thousands of uniquely decorated peg dolls in what organizers are calling an unprecedented mass participation art project. Community groups spanning the entire region, from enthusiastic school children to care home residents, from local crafters to festival visitors across Tees Valley and County Durham, have each contributed their own artistic interpretation, representing their most memorable train journey. This grassroots approach to exhibition curation challenges the traditional top-down model of museum programming. But some purists argue it dilutes professional curatorial standards. The grand opening weekend promises an abundance of free activities and entertainment designed to appeal to visitors of all ages and interests. Music performances will fill the galleries, while the newly refurbished learning room will buzz with arts and crafts activities. Children can enjoy professional face painting, and families will have the unique opportunity to interact with costumed Victorian characters who will bring the museum's Victorian street to life. A particularly engaging hands-on activity called Trainsville will allow visitors to learn about the Stockton and Darlington Railway through a creative paper crafting experience. Participants will cut, fold, and play and assemble templates to create their own miniature paper models of significant railway architectural landmarks, a tangible memento they can proudly take home. For those seeking a truly immersive historical experience, the Victorian Photographic Studios offer families the chance to dress in authentic period costumes and pose for formal portraits, just as their ancestors might have done over a century ago. Meanwhile, the museum's productive walled garden will welcome visitors to purchase fresh flowers, seasonal produce, and locally produced honey, connecting the museum experience to the broader community's agricultural heritage. Councillor Nigel Cook, who serves as cabinet member for Environment, Leisure and Culture at Stockton Council, expressed tremendous pride in this achievement. With just 1 month to go until Preston Park Museum opens its doors, it's such a proud moment for us to be launching the Spence Building with a series of beautiful exhibitions. He emphasised the accessibility aspect, noting that the exhibitions are free to attend as part of museum admission. There'll be tickets to suit all budgets, and we're pleased to be able to continue to offer a discount for residents of the borough. This commitment to affordability directly addresses concerns about cultural institutions becoming elitist spaces, accessible only to wealthy visitors. Cook also highlighted the broader economic and cultural benefits. It's a brilliant opportunity to showcase the Tees Valley on an international stage, and this investment will also save local people the cost of travelling far and wide to enjoy different cultural experiences. The enhanced facility, combined with comprehensive park improvements, ensures there's something compelling for every type of visitor, whether they're history enthusiasts, art lovers, families seeking entertainment, or simply people wanting to enjoy the beautiful grounds. Regarding accessibility and pricing, Preston Park Museum has structured its ticketing system to genuinely serve the local community. Starting Monday, September the 1st, tickets will be available for purchase, with all admissions including access to the complete museum complex, the historic walled garden areas, and complimentary car parking. A significant value add that many attractions charge separately. Local residents receive preferential pricing through a tiered system designed to make cultural experiences truly affordable. An annual pass providing unlimited yearly access costs just £12 for adults and £8 for children, while borough residents enjoy an even better deal at £9.60 for adults and £6.40 for children. Various family concession options ensure that larger families aren't priced out, and children under 3 always enter free of charge. For visitors preferring shorter commitments, a new day pass option is available for £8. The museum has also developed specialised packages for coach trips and larger groups, recognising that educational institutions and tour operators represent important visitor segments with unique needs. But here's the controversial question that's worth discussing. While these investments in cultural infrastructure are undeniably impressive, do they represent the best use of public resources when communities face pressing challenges in areas like housing, healthcare and education? Or do cultural institutions like this actually provide essential community benefits that justify significant public investment. What's your take on this balance between cultural enrichment and practical community needs? Do you believe that world-class museum experiences are essential for regional development? Or should public funding prioritize more immediate social services? The comments section is the perfect place to share your perspective, whether you're a passionate supporter of cultural investment or someone who questions these spending priorities. Your voice adds valuable depth to this important conversation about how we build thriving communities.